Whew, okay. Deep breath here, folks. Deep breath. We got some talking to do. I think Team A might have struck again. Let's discuss this. Drop the intro. What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today we are going to be talking about the very first 120% EZA character that will be coming this upcoming Thursday Japan time, so Wednesday for most people. It's interesting to say the least, I guess. Let's talk about what he does. Let's get the facts out of the way, and then let's discuss and see how we feel about this, because I feel like it's very divisive. A lot of people are actually defending it, other people are not, and yeah, I've got some thoughts. Okay, so before anything though, let's get into what he does. So first off, they didn't really change the leader skill too much in terms of what the extreme side does, but they did buff the super side of things. So his leader skill for SSJ3 Broly has now changed to Ki +3 and stats up 130% for extreme tech, and for super tech it's 90% and 3 Ki. So that 3 Ki and 90% to a super types is actually really nice. That really is, because if I remember correctly, granted I haven't used these guys for super leads when they're extreme leads, obviously, but I believe it's obviously way less. So that's actually a nice little boost right there. A lot of people were, I think, hoping for category boost potentially, or really seeing something like a 150 type boost, but I guess 130 is where they're going to put these guys. So we can officially say we know the leader skill now for all the other 120% leads. Super Saiyan 4 Goku to Vegeta, Phy Cooler into Gogeta, STR Janemba, the list goes on, right? We officially know now what they're going to look like in terms of just their leader skill, okay? Super attack massively lowers defense. That's it. You guys know how I feel about massively lower defense. We're moving on to the passive now. The big part, the make it or break it for this character, okay? So here it goes. Attack and defense up 120% at the start of the turn. For every orb that you obtain for him, and this can be any orb, doesn't matter if it's tech, rainbow, you name it, you get 12% additional attack, and you minus your defense by 6%. And if you happen to snag 3 tech orbs or more, then you will get a medium chance to perform an additional super attack. Okay. All right. So we've got the facts out of the way. We know what he does. There is no going against that, obviously. So is this good? Does this make him usable? Does this, make you actually want to run him and everything? First question, yes, obviously this EZA it's better than what he is pre-EZA. There's no denying that, right? The fact that he is clearly better, he gets stat increases, he gets an SA increase, he gets a better passive, he gets initial defense out of the gate, which is really good, and he's a better leader just overall. So yes, obviously he is better. There is no denying that, right? Absolutely no denying that. Is he somebody you actually want to bring along in an event? That's a harder question to answer, and I feel like it really depends on the player you are, and if you potentially like Super Saiyan 3 Broly, then I guess you will now. For me personally, he's gonna just sit in my box, unfortunately, I feel like. I was kind of hoping for some different changes from him, I think, personally, when I looked at this card, because aside from obviously the obvious Super Saiyan 3 Broly, Int Kid Buu, and maybe SSJ3 Gotenks and Super 17, right? Overall, the 120 leads have aged decently well. Obviously, there's little quirks and nerks and everything about it that's like, okay, you know what? If you did this a little bit better, then you'd be used a lot more, right? Like something like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, still super powerful to this day. His defense is just lacking, right? That's a perfect example, I think. But I think everyone agreed that SSJ3 Broly he needed something, right? He needed, first off, everyone was like, get rid of the minus of the defense thing. And unfortunately, it seems like they've kept that, all right? You know what? Let me just go over. I'm just going to go over to the desktop real quick because I wanted to look at my Twitter page real quick. Okay. So this is when I translated it. And then the more I kept looking at it, just like on paper, I'm like, okay, this guy really feels like a Team A really struck him here. Okay. Like Team A just came in as Team B was doing something or working on something else for the future coming. And yeah, and then I made a little comment saying that if this is what we can expect from the 120 EZAs, and I personally think Physical Cooler is still going to be the best. Of course, that's just predictions. We have absolutely no idea what he's actually going to do. But a lot of people are not really impressed by him. And I had to quickly show off so this little video right here that I'm showing you on the screen right now, this is Extreme EZA, or Extreme Super Battle Road. Sorry, Extreme Super Battle Road. Broly pre-EZA, okay? No items with the 50% support, okay? So I only snagged like maybe 4 or 5 orbs or something like that. And this is, you know, how much he tanks and everything, all right? So again, I always do this with my showcases, right? I always do like a no item thing. I do, you know, has to be on this rotation with no one lowering the enemy's attack or anything, just to see initially what they can do, right? I've always done that. That's never, I do that across the board to be fair and everything like that. And pre-EZA, he's obviously garbage, right? I think a lot of people, most people agree he's a glass cannon, right? Super strong, but the dude cannot take a hit to save his life. And the fact, I mean, dude, you're losing the Yamcha. I mean, come on. It is what it is, right? And then I even did a little pre-comparison here for Cooler pre-EZA. He's got a 50% boost from the Boo, but he's got no one lowering the attack or anything like that. He is actually not, I didn't even give him Fierce Battle. And 53k, right? And that's 120% attack and 100% attack and defense for Cooler. Okay, so he's taking 53k. So looking back at Broly now, because again, post EZA, he gets 120% attack. All right. So initially you're thinking like, oh, okay, 120% attack and defense. That's pretty good, right? And it is actually. It's nothing special, I would say, but it is obviously way better than having no defense. That's a clear fact right there. But they had to keep the lowering the defense in there. And you know what? To an extent, I wouldn't have a problem with this if maybe they added a little bit of extra features to this guy. And what I mean by that is not just simply making him, you know, be better over and over and over again. I mean, make things a little bit differently. If you guys remember back when the year 5 celebration was going on and we got the Broly trio card, right? And based on what orbs you used, you had different effects. If you took physical orbs, you got attack. If you got STR and AGL, if I remember correctly, you gave your allies attack increase. And if you grabbed tech or int, then you gave them defense. I might be off on the type, the colors there and everything, but regardless, that's what they do. And I'm not saying that every future card has to have something like that. It's like, oh my gosh, every single card now has, hey, you snag this orb, you do this orb, you do this, or anything like that. But I personally, for me, when it came to Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and I saw this on a few of like Garesh's posts and everything, because he's it's a boring card, right? He's the same card, but higher attack, loses a little bit less defense, but the dude still can't tank to save his life. And so he's still a very huge liability on the harder events, right? I don't count Dokkan Fest events or anything like that. Anyone can tank in those events. Those events are not hard by any means, right? And I kind of sat down and I was on the train coming home and I'm just like, you know what if they done something like this, right? Really let us pick between the tank, you know, a potential tank or the cannon that we know this guy already is, right? So for example, keep the passive the way it is. Attack and defense up 120%. For every orb obtained, attack up 12% and defense minus 6%. But what if, you know, so going off of his, if you collect 3 tech orbs or more, you get a medium chance to do an additional. What if you did something like, you know, get 2 orbs or less, or get 2 tech orbs or less or something like that, and you will mitigate damage by 50% or something like that, right? And then maybe on top of that as well, if you grab another or if you grab like 2 or 3 orbs of any other type that's not tech or rainbow, then you get, I don't know, plus 15% to defense or something like that over the next 3 turns. Or, you know, so just, again, I'm literally off the top of my head right now. I think if they had done something like that for this EZA Broly, I think it would have been a lot more impressive, because I think the problem that we're going to see with this right now is that again, aside from a few exceptions, the 120s really don't need EZAs, right? Again, aside from a few exceptions, Broly here, most of them don't need EZAs, right? So instead of just simply making them more powerful, why not give them more gimmicks and more things that allow us to choose how we potentially play them, right? So for Broly, for example, instead of making him a liability on these harder events, let's say, okay, you know what? I have nobody attacking me in the second slot or something like that. So I'm gonna put my Broly, I'm gonna give him all these orbs and he's gonna destroy them, right? Because again, this guy is hitting a huge attack stat and everything, right? So, you know, you could do something like that. Or if you get really unlucky and no matter where you are, you're gonna have Broly get hit. It's like, okay, fine, you know what? I'm gonna give him 2 orbs, he's gonna mitigate damage by 50%. Or I'm gonna give him these 2 into orbs, he's gonna do this, you know, or something, you know, whatever, something that's not tech or rainbow, okay? I think something like that, the you know, whatever team, again, I know the Team A thing is just a meme at this point now that I made up, but it'd be really nice if they really did take that into consideration though, because let's be perfectly honest, no one's going to go out of their way to really try and use Super Saiyan 3 Broly. You'll use him if you have to, and if he's your only choice, because especially on Extreme Tech, there's not many options. But the only teams this guy is on is Pure Saiyans and Super Saiyan 3. That's it. Pure Saiyans, there are tons of better options than Super Saiyan 3 Broly, okay? No one's gonna take this guy on Super Saiyan 3 Broly for Pure Saiyans Super Battle Road. No one's gonna do it, okay? Super Saiyan 3, yeah, you're a little less, you know, you have definitely a lot less cards on that particular team, but a lot of us have shown already in our videos, me, Truth, Gresh, everyone, that you don't need Super Saiyan 3 Broly for the Super Saiyan 3 team. In fact, you don't even need Bardock as a leader, and you don't need the hero cards. So he's very limited to where you'd want to use him, and type teams are really only used on Super Battle Road nowadays. So I think it would have been cool, and maybe would have, you know, made people, not really made people, but maybe given people more the option to run type teams again if they had made him a little bit more interesting and fun to use, and just simply, hey, look guys, he hits this really high attack stat now compared to what he used to do, which is still a high attack stat to this day. He doesn't get hit as hard. He's still taking like 100K and everything like that. I mean, where's that video that I that I found from Hydros? Where was it? Hang on, tweets and replies. Hang on, let me find it. Let me find it. Okay, so here we go. This is Hydros right here. He's on his Trident, obviously. He grabs 4 tech orbs. 4. Watch how much damage. This is EZA Broly, okay? This is EZA. No support or anything, obviously, and I know no items. This is Extreme Super Battle Road. 94. 94. He still gets hit for that much. He still gets hit for that 97, and a super attack's gonna kill him. Now, I know, Extreme Super Battle Road, you're supposed to use items and everything, obviously. Again, he's mostly doing this to show you how much he can tank, but it just goes to show you that almost every other 120% lead, I can bring them into Extreme Super Battle Road and be like, okay, you know what? I have to maybe take a risk here, or you know what? You're gonna get hit once at the end. Hopefully it's not a super attack, a little bit of luck in there, like anything with this game mode. But I know you're not going to get me killed that easily. Broly unfortunately does. All right. And again, I showed that pre-EZA with 50% support, and there are other people who have done some showcases as well. There are some showcases floating around on Twitter right now about using the EZA Super Saiyan 3 Broly with the Broly Amparagus, which is 40% attack and defense to their, you know, to the allies on that rotation. And the Broly was still getting hit pretty hard. It's pretty crazy, yeah, in general. So I don't know. I guess maybe I was just hoping for a little bit more people. I know it's people already in the comments going like, stop complaining, stop doing this and everything like that. But come on, I'm not the only one doing it. I'm not. Like, pretty much everyone's just like, you know, a lot of people are just like, you know, it is what it is. He's more of just the same thing instead of really changing his passive or giving him better options to where it's like, okay, you know what? Instead of making you just simply really strong and, oh, you're finally not losing defense, how about make it a little bit of a risk reward thing? If you want to attack, guess what? You're going to lose some defense. But if you don't want to lose some defense, and I really mean lose defense here, then grab 2 orbs or less and you're going to mitigate damage or something like that, right? You know, I can go, if you go into the mode right now, if you take this EZA of him when it comes on Thursday, and you go into an event and you say snag 2 tech orbs, okay? That's only 2 orbs, so you're technically losing only 12% of your defense. That's still a lot, especially on these harder events, okay? Again, I don't count the super easy Dokkan Fest events or the early stages of Legendary Goku event or anything like that, right? That stuff doesn't matter. It's just, I don't know. It will be interesting to see what they do going forward with these EZAs. You know, they have some potentials to make some of these guys really, really good. STR Janemba, is he gonna overtake Integan, or is he just gonna be brought up to the same level? Is Super Saiyan 4 Goku finally gonna, you know, get into a good spot again where you don't have to worry defensively for him? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's always been a very good card. I've always placed him second. Cooler is still my number 1 to this day in terms of the 120 leads. Broly, I feel, is still near the bottom for me. I mean, obviously I need to see what the rest of them do and everything like that, but I mean, Super 17 at least mitigates damage. Kid Buu heals, and if he just gets a little bit of defense, he doesn't even lower his defense on super attack. So I don't know why they give this to Broly in terms of lowering the defense. I know it's an old card. I know it's back in the days where it was a thing to have Broly lose his defense and everything, but I just don't know. I don't know, guys. So enough rambling. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. I want to know, do you guys think that this is a good update for Broly? Do you think Team A struck again? Do you not really care? Do you just do you think you're going to use them in the future? Or are you kind of scared to see what they're going to do for the next, 120 leads in terms of EZAs? Or do you want them to really try different things and everything like that? Let me know all your thoughts down below. So anyway, guys, that's me for the video, though. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one. Johnny.